This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, a blood donor and a recipient highlight the need for donations after COVID impacts supplies. A Christchurch man has a lucky escape after being woken early when a car crashed through his bedroom. And New Zealand's most popular Great Walk books out in a record time as international hikers prepare to return. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. The Blood Service says COVID-19 had a major impact on the number of people donating blood and plasma, but that hasn't changed the need, with one of the country's top lab scientists today meeting a leukemia sufferer who was alive thanks to receiving blood products.
Bonded by blood. This morning, New Zealand Institute of Medical Laboratory Science President Terry Taylor met Omarama man Wayne Sutton, who's in recovery from a near-fatal bout of leukemia, although the pair do have history of sorts.
We've almost got a bit of a connection because I was actually in the diagnostic team that diagnosed Wayne, so it's my fault, as he keeps saying. Yep.
The pair meeting at the New Zealand Blood Service's Dunedin Donation Centre to help the service recruit more regular donors.
It's very special to have a recipient and donor together because it really shows you that link of what is happening.
In a typical donation, 470 ml of blood is taken, which generally takes about 5 to 10 minutes. But the number of people donating blood has been hit hard by COVID.
During this Omicron period, there's probably been approximately 25% of our bookings have been cancelled or just no-shows.
She says there's strong demand for blood and plasma, which they call liquid gold, as it can be used in a variety of ways, regardless of a person's blood type.
The whole idea of that is you can do it a bit quicker than you can with normal blood donation, so I tend to do it every 3 to 4 weeks.
Wayne Sutton says without plasma, he'd more than likely have not made it, as his life support was nearly turned off last year. However, he's thankful it wasn't, because he managed to meet a new family member.
While I was in Christchurch in ICU receiving blood products and numerous other things, I actually had a great granddaughter born, and I got home to meet her, and that was very, very special.
He credits his survival on receiving blood products, along with intensive chemotherapy and a stem cell transplant. He says he's one of the lucky ones, as only 5 out of 20 people survive leukemia. Lynn Rodica says the best way people can help is to sign up to donate. In Dunedin, the South Today.
An elderly man was taken to Dunedin Hospital after an early morning serious crash. Police were notified of a crash involving a cyclist around 1:30 this morning on Larnock Road. A 76-year-old man was taken to hospital in a serious condition. He was found unconscious by a member of the public, but police say it's unclear whether the man was hit by a car or had just come off his bike. Investigations are continuing and a serious crash unit has been notified. A man asleep in his bed had a narrow escape early this morning in Christchurch after an out-of-control speeding car ploughed into his house, stopping just metres from his bed. The man had to be freed by emergency services just before 4 a.m. this morning.
It was a rude awakening early this morning for Amit Pal Singh after an out-of-control car crashed into his bedroom while he was sound asleep. Witnesses say a car travelling at speed failed to turn at an intersection, continuing straight on into the house on North Haven Road just before 4 this morning. Pal Singh says the car destroyed his bedroom, stopping less than 2 metres from where he was sleeping.
I'm sleeping on the bed, and the guy just hit the car in my room. Like, I thought it's a fucking earthquake, because everything just dropped on me.
Jumping out of bed, he tried to open the driver's door, but it was jammed. Pal Singh says the young male motorist wasn't responding. Emergency services arrived soon after and were able to free the driver, who was transported to Christchurch Hospital in a serious condition. The crash also smashed through Pal Singh's bathroom and living room, destroying belongings including a laptop, watches, shoes and clothing. The accident has come at a huge cost, He'd been staying with friends at the property, so his possessions weren't insured.
Everything is gone, and I haven't get a single dollar from him. And still, it's not my fault. What can I do? Like,
He says the property manager is helping them find a new place to live. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Excitement levels at Ardgowan School in North Otago were out of this world yesterday. Pupils arrived at school to discover police had cordoned off part of the back field where a smoking object appeared to have landed overnight. Principal Ryan Fraser admits it was unbelievable timing for a meteorite to land on school grounds on May the 4th. It's known internationally as Star Wars Day, with the strange object arriving just as pupils were about to start learning about our place in space. Fraser said he heard a loud bang early yesterday morning and asked police to visit after he discovered the rock-like shape about 7 in the morning. The bunks are already full on the Milford track, with spots for the next season selling out within minutes. After 2 years of closed borders, domestic hikers have been joined by international trampers in trying to secure a booking on the country's top track.
The Milford Track is the best known of New Zealand's 10 great walks, pulling hikers from all around the country and overseas for its serene landscape. It's long been the most popular, with annual bookings selling out well in advance. That popularity hit a peak this week, with hut bookings on the Milford Track for the 2022-23 season selling out in 3 minutes after going on sale. That's a new record for the Department of Conservation, with almost 7,500 spaces going live at 9:30 on Tuesday morning. The 186-day season runs from November through to April. One Auckland-based hiker, Keith Mitchell, says he's been trying to book the track for the last 5 years. He thinks DOC should introduce a lottery system to allocate hut bookings, in a similar way to the government's recent MIQ system. Bookings for the Rootburn and Heaphy tracks opened on Wednesday, Abel Tasman Coast and Rakiura opening on Thursday, and the Kepler and Paparoa tracks going online Friday. In Central Otago, the South Today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South Today. And national icon, the Kiwi, prepares to take off with NASA in Central Otago. And auctioneers are tested on handling the pressure under the hammer in Queenstown.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including interwalks.
Massive Mother's Day sale, up to 75% off, everything reduced. Treat the mum in your life this Mother's Day, or better yet, mums, treat yourselves.
And my mate John.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Spark your joy with jazz, the next generation from Honda. Livingwell Disability Resource Centre, a not-for-profit charitable organisation and your one-stop shop for information and resources to help you retain independence. We offer a wide range of assistive products from jar openers to mobility scooters and provide assessments for Total Mobility, the half-price taxi scheme. Come and see the friendly team. You'll find us on the corner of George and Bath Streets, ground floor of Burns House.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A soft toy kiwi picked up by a NASA team while staying in an Auckland MIQ hotel is set to travel to the edge of space. The small kiwi will soar into the atmosphere as part of a scientific payload being launched from Wanaka via a super pressure balloon.
NASA scientists and technicians getting ready to launch a helium-filled super pressure balloon into the stratosphere from Wanaka Airport. It'll be the fourth mission by the group, and this time it'll carry in its payload a small kiwi mascot picked up during the team's stay at an MIQ hotel in Auckland.
My guys put together a little spacesuit for him so that he can fly safely into the stratosphere. And he's got his little pack and everything so he can breathe. So our little kiwi bird is going to be going with our payload to the stratosphere, and hopefully we will get him back when we land at the end of the flight.
Balloon Office Chief Debbie Fairbrother says Wanaka's ideal for launching. Once it's about 33 kilometres in the stratosphere, westerly winds will carry it around the globe with minimal risk of disruption when it comes down.
We come here because we need a location that, from a safety standpoint, as we go around the globe, doesn't have a lot of population centers in our path. So if we fly a little too far, further north, we hit a lot of high population areas. If we fly a little further south, there's not a whole lot. Plus, we're already flying out of Antarctica. We really want the day-night cycles. So that's why we're looking at mid-latitude, and that's why we came to Wanaka.
But the space-bound kiwi still needs a name, with ODT readers and the South Today viewers encouraged to email their suggestions to the ODT's regional editor by Friday night. In Wanaka, the South Today.
The doors are now well and truly open on Christchurch's new Central City Convention Centre, known as Te Pai. COVID restrictions delayed major bookings, but the venue is now set to host more than 100 events across the rest of the year.
Te Pai Christchurch Convention Centre has officially hosted its first major event. And appropriately enough for the $450 million complex, that booking was for a symposium by the New Zealand Infrastructure Commission. Te Pai was officially opened last December, after 4 years of construction on the corner of Oxford Terrace and Omarama Street. But COVID issues have meant this is the inaugural major event for the new venue. The one-day convention kickstarting a full roster of more than 60 events scheduled for the rest of the year. General Manager Ross Steele says the team are excited to get to work and make a difference for the city. Over the next 2.5 years, Te Pai has 146 national and international events scheduled. Those bookings are estimated to bring around 150,000 people to Christchurch and could inject more than $74 million into the local economy. In Christchurch, the South Today.
More than 40 of Australasia's top auctioneers have been hammering out their skills at a major event in Queenstown this week. The World Auctioneer Championships are designed to help contestants hone their calls, quick wits and vocabulary to secure the sale.
Going once, going twice. Those calls echoed through the Ridges Hotel in Queenstown this week, as more than 40 auctioneers from across Australasia battled it out in the LVD World Auctioneering Championships. Competitors had to have sharp minds for the event, with auctioneers kept on their toes and ready for any challenge. Aaron Davis, National Auction Manager for Harcourts, says he loves the intensity.
So being put under pressure is an absolute privilege, and that's exactly what happens today. It's always easy when you public speak, when you know what you're going to say, but when you're in a room full of other auctioneers and they're throwing funny bids at you like $1/16,000,000, they're asking you questions and they're putting you on the spot.
The event is hugely competitive, with auctioneers putting all they've got into their performances. Chairman of the Real Estate Institute, Mark Summich, is chief judge for the championships. He's been involved in the competitive side of auction business for more than 25 years and admits it takes a certain type of character to excel in the craft.
Well, auctioneers are renowned for maybe having pretty strong egos and confidence and that sort of thing, and that's on full display here. There's plenty of preening and one-upmanship.
Travis Smith came out on top in the senior event finals, while Sandra O'Brien claimed the novice title. But it was Connor Patton who was crowned World Auctioneering Champion after winning the Open Division, and looking forward to celebrating while resting his voice. In Queenstown, The South Today.
NIWA forecasters say winter may arrive late for much of Otago and Southland this year. This morning, fog blanketed much of Dunedin, burning off later on to reveal another sunny day. Last month was the third warmest April on record for the country. NIWA says both La Nina and marine heatwave conditions are playing havoc with the seasons. It's forecasting a likely delay in the seasonal transition to cooler temperatures, frosts and snow. The annual duck shooting season opens this Saturday, with hunters across the country getting their equipment ready. One important area of expertise for successful hunters is the subtle art of oral subterfuge, or duck calling, to attract the ducks over to your mai-mai.
A bit of a quack or two. There are all sorts of strange noises coming out of the mouths of entrants at Lincoln University Hunting Club's annual duck calling competition. Contestants were challenged with recreating a single hen quack, a feeding call and a bit of a comeback. Callers of all ages were warbling, tweeting, honking and quivering to find ways to impress the ears of the judges.
Use your diaphragm, don't use your mouth. Use your diaphragm, breathe deep and just practice. You know, go anywhere and just practice.
Organisers were keen to create a buzz ahead of the start of duck shooting season this weekend, with large numbers of hunters expected to be up well before dawn to catch the birds on the wing.
Bit of a buzz, bit of a taste of what it's going to be like for opening weekend, and the weekend everyone's been waiting for since the season ended, basically. So,
last year's COVID-affected season was shorter than usual, but there's confidence that hunters who can master the loudness and allure of an authentic duck call can expect a bumper catch to fly in. In Lincoln, The South Today.
Whaiakane, still to come on The South Today. Rugby continues to grow in South Canterbury, with more opportunities for young girls to try the game. And we'll take a look at the weather ahead of the weekend.
Drop when you every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
MTF Finance can help you turn the key on your next vehicle with a loan made just for you. TCs and lending criteria apply.
Massive Mother's Day sale. Up to 75% off, everything reduced. Treat the mum in your life this Mother's Day. Or better yet, mums, treat yourselves. Get down to John's or shop online. Massive Mother's Day sale. Up to 75% off, everything reduced. Only at John's Furniture Warehouse, Stafford Street, and online at mymatejohn.co.nz.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and my mate John.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
Tēnā, welcome back. The expansion of women's rugby in Ashburton is giving school pupils some new opportunities. Mid-Canterbury has had a senior grade for girls rugby for a while, but the development of junior under 13 and under 11 girls grades are new initiatives for the town.
A boost for women's rugby in Mid-Canterbury. During the school holidays last week, a Girls Have a Go Day was held to encourage girls ranging from primary school to high school ages to see if rugby might be for them. Mid-Canterbury Rugby Development Officer Kirsty Arps says 35 young players registered for the session.
We've got a mix from the 7-year-olds to 17-year-olds, so the under 8s to the under 18s. Some have never played, some have played, some do play, so there's quite a mix.
While rugby is often called New Zealand's national sport, there's not been very many avenues for young women to be involved. But Arps is hoping to change all that by getting enough junior teams together that are girls only.
We are looking at doing a under 11s, under 13s girls only grade, which will be starting in a couple of months.
And to help girls gain confidence as players without having to struggle among the boys, she's starting a twice monthly girls only training program.
All the girls will come and train girls only. They'll learn tackle technique, they can ask questions and just be in a female only environment to learn it, and then that can go back to their actual clubs on a Saturday.
Any girls interested in taking part can contact the Mid-Canterbury Rugby Union. In Ashburton, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A blood donor and a leukemia sufferer highlight the need for donations after COVID-19 impacts the country's supplies. A Christchurch man had a lucky escape early this morning after being rudely awoken when a car crashed through his bedroom wall. And New Zealand's most popular great walk, the Milford Track, books out in record time as international hikers prepare to return for the tramping season. And now for a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we're welcomed by our Deputy Editor, Craig Page. Kia ora, good evening, Craig.
Look, it's still a couple of weeks away, but already things are starting to heat up for the All Black Irish Test in Dunedin for July 9. We've talked to accommodation providers in the city and they are booked solid at the moment.
Oh wow, we're going to get a lot of people to Dunedin that weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have had tests in the past, I guess, where we've had to stay in Milton, places like that to travel in.
That's right.
It's a good positive, really, on the back of everything we've had in the last couple of years. And of course, it's the first top-tier test we've had. We had Fiji last year, of course, but France was 2018 was the last top tier
That's
tests
right.
we've had. And
now we welcome Ireland.
yeah, and they've beaten us a couple of times recently, so it's
Yeah.
going to be promising to be a huge weekend. Duck shooting season starts on Saturday. We talked to Fish and Game. They're saying it's been a good breeding season, lots of birds around, so they're expecting a pretty successful season. About 4,000 game licences in Otago, so there's going to be a lot of people out there. But it comes with a warning as well that people need to not mix firearms and alcohol. You know, it's got a bit of a reputation, I guess, as a chance to have a few drinks and whatnot. But they're saying lock your guns away before you relax. And of course, we'd urge our feathered friends to head for the Botanic Gardens as well that weekend. Get there nice and early and have a safe couple of weeks.
Nice thought.
Yeah, inside out pages are some tips on saving energy this winter. Sort of rising fuel and food costs as well is making it difficult for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So some good advice there. Sort of everything from washing your clothes in cold water, LED lights, and shortening the length of your shower. So,
good suggestions. I don't know about the short shower though.
Say
Quite
good
like
luck
a
if
good
you've
length.
got teenage kids as well. You don't have much success there.
Definitely.
And sports lift out tomorrow. Plenty of local sports coverage as well. Netball and club rugby. And I guess the big question: can the Taieri Eels go back to back when they head to Harbour this weekend?
Oh.
Fingers crossed.
Big clash on their hands. Great,
you.
thank you for sharing with us this evening. We look forward to tomorrow's paper.
Thanks.
And now for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Looking at the situation, a warm northerly airflow slowly increases over southern districts and remains through the weekend. A trough of low pressure edges closer by Sunday. Heading to the top of the South Island first, looking gorgeous up here with 21 degrees tomorrow in Nelson. Greymouth gets the odd shower along with 19 degrees. And Christchurch gets 21 as well, a nice clear one once that fog lifts. To our southern towns next. The Catlins is in for 18 with nor'easterlies. Now Clutha, Lumsden and Gore will feel that breeze too, doing one better though with 19 degrees. Travelling westwards to the Central Lakes area, it'll be fine with light northerlies through here. Wanaka and Queenstown will enjoy 20 degrees, while Alexandra reaches 21. Te Anau also gets northerlies tomorrow, along with showers and 17 degrees. Looking at the northern towns next, Timaru gets light easterlies tomorrow with 20, while Oamaru gets that northerly change and a high of 19. Over to Omarama and Twizel, it looks fine tomorrow with light northerlies, high cloud and 21 degrees. Down to Dunedin, it looks fine through the night, dropping down to 9 degrees. Good planet spotting conditions before sunrise with a break from that fog tomorrow. Instead, a fine day, up to 19 and down to 12. Saturday shaping up to be a nice one too with high cloud, a top temperature of 21 and a low of 13. And now to the deep south. Invercargill will be fine tonight with northerlies dropping to 8. Friday looks sunny with high cloud up to 18 and down to 9. Then the beginning of the weekend starts nice and clear. High cloud thickens up later with nor'westerlies and warming up to 19, dropping to 12 degrees. That's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. Nō reira, kia pai te pō, ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.